Hello everybody, it is Yummy Fujita, and finally, I am back for more Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair. There was a week-long break because of a HoloFest happening, and wanting to do watch-alongs for that. But we were in the middle of a very important part of this game, being the first class trial. When we finally reached the very first incident, you know, again, not like I'm excited for people to be dying, but this is the incidents are when the game really starts to drastically pick up. So all that Byakuya was saying about not allowing anybody to be a victim, not only for him to end up being the first victim, it's absolutely a shame. It really seemed like he was turning over a new leaf, and then of course, he's the first one to go. And now, in the last stream, the game did what Danganronpa loves to do. Make you think that you found out who the killer is. And then show you that you're wrong. In the last stream, I was under the impression that Nagito was the killer. Because if you looked at the pictures, let me see if I can find the picture. Oh, there's no account of the picture. Okay, never mind. Not a part of it. Okay. Now, if you remember the diagram that Mahito drew, she drew a diagram illustrating where everybody was standing at just before the blackout happened. Nagito was standing the closest to the table with the lamp on it, which is where Byakuya's dead body was found under. So, it was discovered that he did follow the power cord when the blackout happened. He followed the lamp's power cord in order to reach the table, but he was not able to retrieve the knife that was taped underneath the table. Byakuya was wearing night vision goggles when the blackout happened, and he stopped Nagito, which is why Nagito said ow. He was saying ow from Byakuya, I guess, shoving him, stopping him from retrieving the knife. So, Nagito is not the killer, despite him trying to make us believe that he was. So if he's not the killer, I've had plenty of time to think about this, and I've come up with a few solutions, with a few theories. The first theory I've already ruled out. My first theory was that Byakuya killed himself. That theory is ruled out. There is no way that Byakuya would grab that knife and stab himself more than 10 times. So, that theory is ruled out. My second suspect is Gundam. Because Gundam dropped his earring and it was within the floorboards. We had talked about how the floorboards would not be possible to navigate through, despite them being so loose and separated apart. So, but also just because Gundam is just, like, not even here. Like, he's not even in this reality. Like, I would not be surprised at all, but at the same time, he is not my top suspect, because really the only thing that I have on him is the fact that he dropped his earring in the floorboard. And where he found it at, I don't remember if it was close to the table or not. My third suspect, I'm gonna say in a second, but again, let me just reiterate, I have my original theory that anybody who was not in the room during the blackout is a suspect is gone. The suspect is somebody who was in the dining hall. So, it could not have been Peko. I know that she was supposedly running out of the room multiple times because of stomach issues, but I do not believe it was her. It could not have been Chiaki. She was standing outside guarding the entrance. I do not think it was Fuyuhiko, because he made sure that he had nothing to do with this whole party. So, he tried to insinuate that Teru probably put laxatives in the food, which is a wild accusation. I do not suspect Teru at all. He was in the kitchen at the time of the blackout, and then made his way to the dining hall, surprisingly being able to find it. I'm not sure how he was able to find it in the dark, but you know, there's a chance that that might be suspicious, but I don't know how he would be able to find that in the dark. And now let's talk about the people who were in the room. The only other people who were possibly near that table, if I remember correctly, Hiyoko was near the table, but I do not suspect her. I believe Gundam was near the table, or at least in the direction. Ibuki was in the direction of the table, but I don't suspect her of doing anything. So let me tell you guys who I do suspect now. Kaz. I now suspect Kaz. I think his name is Kazuchi. Yes. Kazuchi is now the person that I'm suspecting. And it is simply because the one thing is completely unfair, but the other thing, I believe that based on Ibuki's report of what everybody had said during the blackout, I believe Kaz is the one who eventually was able to turn the power back on. Oop, past it. Yeah, this is what everybody said during the blackout. Can't see anything, it's pitch black, my future's pitch black. Everyone calm down, we gotta stay calm in a situation like this. Don't step on my feet. What the hell, what's going on here? This is... Ow. Turn the damn lights on, I can't eat like this, you know? You guys, where are you? Wasn't the blackout just in the kitchen? Perhaps the breaker overloaded? Hold on a second, I'll go along the wall and do something. He says, hold on a second, I'll go along the wall and do something. I'll go along the wall and do something. It's pitch black, okay. Do something about it. That's the last thing that was said. And then the lights came back on. My problem with this... My serious issue... Well, the first thing that I said, which is not fair, is the fact that I originally said that Kaz reminds me of Leon. Because, like, in terms of his personality, it reminds me of Leon. Leon was the first person accused and found guilty of murder in the first game. But that doesn't mean that Kaz would be the same thing. My issue with what Kaz said, this was a power outage. This was a power surge. There is no way that he found the switch and just flicked it on and the lights came back on. That's not possible. There is no way that he did something that made the power come back on. He said, I'm gonna go along the wall and do something. Nagito followed a power cord in order to reach the table that had the knife stuck under it. Kaz said he's going to follow a wall. If Nagito was not the one that stabbed Byakuya more than 10 times, somebody else got that knife after Nagito was pushed away from it and used it on Byakuya. So, my primary suspect now is Kaz. If it's not Nagito, then now I believe it's him. Because saying I'll go along the wall and do something when it was a power outage makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. It's a power outage. You're not gonna fix a power outage by flipping a switch. So, the first Danganronpa game is seriously helped me to really try my best to catch things. Catch things that people say, catch things that people are doing. You know, I still haven't been terrific at it with this game, but I'm really trying, and I'm glad that this Ibiki's account is on here. Because now I can look at this and see that there's a hole in what Kaz just said. And the last thing that he says, that makes no sense. Oh, we need to find Byakuya's killer by any means possible. We need to wrap it up. The guide video now is over an hour long, so we're gonna be here for a while. No, we're still nowhere near done. If this entire guide video is still a part of the trial. Because if we don't, we will die here. Class trial suspended. Okay. The trial's been suspended. Now then, the class trial has reached its climax, but... Okay, here's a question for you. What's this? To those of you who figured out who it is, how about you try out the Guess the Killer challenge? Whoever fails to guess the right killer will have their save data melt away like butter. What? But if you guess right, I'll reward you with $10 billion. 10 billion? Of course, for those of you who don't know who the killer is, you can just continue on. Now then, what are you gonna do? X button, continue on. Guess the Killer challenge. Am I seriously gonna try the Guess the Killer challenge? I'm gonna create a separate save file. And go right back to that first one. If this turns out to be a mistake, I'm gonna try the Guess the Killer challenge. Oh wait, I skipped what he said. Just kidding, you can't make a choice. There's no way you'd be able to guess who the killer is. And of course, there's no $10 million either. Of course. Alright. Villain! You truly are a villain! Alright, anyway. Alright, so we didn't even have to do that. Would you like to save your current progress? Alright, it's reopened. Alright. Well, I'm glad you don't want to believe it, but unfortunately... It seems like it's gonna be one of us. Well, yes, thanks for the reminder.
さて、どうしようか。凶器がナイフじゃないと分かった以上、僕が犯人と言える決め手はなくなっちゃったね。
Oh, that's right, I forgot. And we said in the last episode, that they don't even believe the knife is the murder weapon anymore. I think they said that it was one of the skewers, maybe? Well, I don't think anybody definitively said what it was. He got stabbed more than 10 times with something. But if the knife is not it, then yeah.
あんたは黙ってなさいよ。決めるのは私たち
Yeah, we will be the judge of that, but unfortunately, as Mikan already pointed out,
だいたい突き飛ばされたとか言ってるけど、それだって確かじゃないよね。
そう
can't actually prove it. What?
他の凶器が使われたからといって狛枝の容疑が晴れるわけではない。
でも狛枝さんが犯人と考えられない理由は他にもあるんですけど。
No, what's the other reason now?
まだあるの？
Yeah, there's still more?
今までの話だと戸上さんはテーブルの下で犯人に殺されたことになってましたよね。
Okay, hang on. Hang on. Is there a possibility that those little skewer things were the murder weapons? Is there a possibility that the killer used the separated floorboards to their advantage? Did they plant sharp objects under the floorboards? Because if that's the case, Gundam really is a prime suspect now. Because again, he dropped an earring and it was in one of the floorboards.
それがどうかしたのですか？その割には狛枝さん綺麗だなって思って。
外見を褒められたのは生まれて初めてだな。母親にすら褒められたことがなかったからさ。
I don't think she's complimenting you.
そういう外見的な話じゃないですって。
No, why does Mikan think Nagito looks clean? Because Nagito isn't injured. Okay, we're gonna try two things. He doesn't have the knife. No.
しまった。
Let's try it because he's not injured. No.
しまった。
No blood? That's what it is, because there's no blood on him.
狛枝にはどうして返り血がついてないのか。そういうことを言ってるのか？
そうなんです。
And there was way too much blood under that table.
かなりの量の血がまき散ってましたよね。テーブルクロスの内側だってあちこちに血痕がついてたし。
Yeah, there was way too much blood everywhere for the killer to not have any blood stains on them.
戸上を刺し殺していたら、それ相応の返り血を浴びてなければおかしい。
あれ？僕は返り血なんて浴びてないよ。
何か使ってその血を防いだだけだろ。
What could he have used to block it?
何かってなんだろうね。返り血を防ぐのに使われたらしきものなんて。いや、あるにはあったか。そうだよね、ひなたくん。
Another tablecloth. There's only one thing he could have used to block the blood splatter. The other tablecloths. Yep, the tablecloth. The other tablecloth was found in the storage
倉
room.
庫にあった血痕のついたテーブルクロス。あれのことを言ってるんだな。
血痕がついてんなら決まりだろう。狛枝はそのテーブルクロスで返り血を防いだんだ。
But again,
だが
he
それ
was
は
not the
倉庫から
killer.
見つかったものだろう。事件後にその場所に隠したということか。
明るくなった後にか。誰かに見られたらどうするつもりだったんじゃ。
Yeah, exactly. So after the lights came back on, like that wouldn't make sense.
そうなんだ。あのテーブルクロスはそれなりの大きさがあったから隠して運ぶにしたって。
それに停電中にナイフを取るのさえ大変なのに、テーブルの下でテーブルクロスをかぶって人を刺すのは僕レベルの人間にはもちろんさすがの君たちにも無理なんじゃないかな。
To do it completely unhidden, yes.
どういうこと？
ひょっとして犯人が戸上くんを刺したのはテーブルの下じゃなかったのかも。
I mean, yeah, maybe not. They probably stabbed him while he wasn't there and then hit him under there. Huh?
いや、殺害場所がテーブルの下だというのは
No, why is there no mistake? No, how are you so sure?
テーブルクロスの内側に血が飛び散ってたし、あそこで戸上さんが殺されたのは間違いないですよね。
Are we sure about that?
でも戸上くんが刺された場所と犯人が刺した場所が同じだとは限らないよね。
ズバリ意味不明っす。
The place where Byakuya got stabbed and where the killer did the stabbing are different?
あれ、日向くん、何か思いつきそうな顔してるね。
Of the place where he got stabbed. Yeah, hold on, say it again. Of the place where he got stabbed and where the killer did the stabbing are different. See, that's what I'm saying. Somebody probably planted something sharp. Somebody probably planted something sharp somewhere. And that's where Byakuya was stabbed onto. Did anybody ever attempt to actually move his body? I know that kind of counts as tampering with the body, but we've never once seen what's under all of that. He's laying flat on the floor.
本当にあんな謎々みたいな言葉で
Did anybody attempt to flip him over?
思いつきそうな気がするんだけど、でもまだ漠然としか。
テーブルの下だけどテーブルの下じゃない場所だよ。可能性があるとしたらそれしかないもん。そこから先は余計な先入観を捨ててその答えを選べばいいだけだと思うよ。
What does that even mean? Put aside all unnecessary preconceptions to just choose the answer. In scenes where you have to figure out important words, the improved Hangman's Gambit will occur. Improved? The goal is to line up the right letters in order so that it reveals the key word related to the incident in question. Oh, we remember this game, yes. Improved Hangman's Gambit is like a little puzzle game. Various letters will be flying across the screen in all directions. There are 2 rules you must remember. If 2 different letters clash, you'll take damage. If 2 of the same letters clash, they will fuse. You must make 2 of the same letters clash, while you try not to let 2 other letters clash. And my goodness, these mechanics are getting so ridiculous. That's what's most important. In order to do that, you've been given a technique to catch and release. When you move the reticle with the left stick and press the X button while it's on top of the letter... Hang on. You can snatch the letter like a vacuum. This is what it means to catch the letter. However, you can only catch 1 letter at a time, so please be careful. When you press the X button while you have a letter caught, you can shoot it where your cursor is aiming. This is how you release the letter. With catch and release, you can change the position of the letters and hit letters into each other. Make sure you hit the same letters so you can fuse them. The fused letters will freeze and get bigger. And by pressing the X button, you can blow it up and erase it from the field. This is called firing the letters. And catch and release with the X button, and after you fuse them, fire with the X button. It's a whole lot of X buttons. However, if you just erase letters, you won't be able to clear the game. The main goal of Improved Hangman's Gambit is completing the keyword. Display the question with the square button and figure out what keyword will answer that question. And now about lining up the keyword, instead of pressing the X button to fire the letters, please press the triangle button. If that happens at the same time the letter blows up, it will be sent to the keyword list. If a set letter is correct, it will fit in the keyword list. If it's not, the influence gauge will take damage. You must write the keyword in order. Based on the flying letters, please think about the completed word. If you leave a fused letter alone for a while, it will just blow up on its own. In that case, it will still damage you. Took so long to explain it, but do you understand it now? No. If you press the options button during the scenes, you can review the controls. The place Byakuya got stabbed, and the place where the killer did the stabbing aren't the same. Using those words as a clue, I should put aside my preconceptions and try to think about it. Something's coming to me. Just a little bit more. I have a feeling I can see something. There are a lot of words. Okay, no. So is it not here? Oops. Okay. Nope, it's okay. Yeah, like I'm not understanding how this is supposed to work. I need to just see. Like, I don't want to spoil anything, but I need to see how this is supposed to be done. You see, that's what I was trying. So you are supposed to fuse. There we go, a triangle. That's how I'm supposed to do it. Nope, okay. I feel like it's supposed to go here. Oh, never mind. Okay. Okay, I need an N. Okay, it's not N. Okay, yeah, I don't know what the word is supposed to be, so let me just... Yeah, it is supposed to be an N. Yeah. No, I need a D. If it's the word, if it's what I think it is, I'm gonna need a D. Yep. Alright, so I think it's the word that I am thinking of. Yep, and now I need an R. So it's under something. I need another R. Need another R. Under the, so now I need a T. Or is it an H? It's an H. Oh, no, okay, it's not. Oh, wait. Okay, yeah, no, it's not. Okay, now here are C's. Thank you. Yes, now I need an H. So it's under the something. 5-letter word. Yes, alright, now I need an E. I need an E. Need an E. Alright, so now I'm understanding what's supposed to happen here. Oh, nope, that's an F. I need an E. I only have 50 seconds left, guys. Yeah, okay, so we're clearly not gonna have enough time to finish this. Okay, hang on, guys. Alright, well, we're gonna run out of time here. Because... Oops, okay. I'm trying to find an E. Alright, we're gonna run out of time. Alright, so we just gotta start over. Let's just skip it. Yes, retry. Alright. Okay, so we don't get a whole lot of time to figure this out. Alright, we don't get a whole lot of time to figure this out, so let's try this again. We know it's under the something, so... I need a U. I need an N. Oh, I hit the wrong button. I might just get rid of it. I'm just gonna get rid of any letters that aren't correct. Alright, E. Yeah, I took way too long to do this. Alright, E. Just the directions make it so hard to understand. I hit the wrong button again. R. Alright, now I need a T. Okay, got one. And now I need an H. Just gonna get rid of all the ones that I don't need. Need an H. Okay, found 2 H's. Now I need an E. Under the And now, under the what? Is it table? No, it's under the something. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a 5-letter word. Oh my goodness, I was right. Well, it has to be floor. It has to be floor. Yes, it's floor. I need an L. I need an O. I need another O. Okay, no. I need another O. Okay. And now I need an R. There we go. Under the floor. I was right. Somebody planted something under the floorboards. Yeah, like, I'm glad that I remembered the fact that the floorboards were loose. So, because this is actually the situation, if he is right, then that means Gundam is back to being the primary suspect. Because he dropped an earring in the floorboards. So, how on earth did that happen? And the fact that he and Chiaki were the ones checking to see if anything could be done about the loose floorboards proves that Gundam is the killer. It could be Chiaki, but she's not the one that dropped something in the floorboards. So the killer planted something in the floorboards. And they most likely planted something there. Yeah, I have a feeling I know somebody here who is too. And somebody here knows too. If I remember correctly, one person here should know how to get under the floorboards. And that person it's actually between two people, but I'm gonna say that it's Gundam. Yes. Exactly. You dropped your earring in the floorboards. Ah, there it is. I found it. Truly, that is the Hellhound earring. It seems God exists for my benefit. I see. Good for you. However, how did I recover it? How do I recover it? I cannot fit my arm through this opening. Were I to use a tool, it would probably not reach either.
もう少しであの館ごと消し済みにするところだったぞ。だが、古の言い伝え通りだ。魔剣のイヤリングは所有者である俺様の元へと帰った。
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like,
そのイヤリング
nobody knows what you're talking about.
今お前の耳についてるやつでいいんだよな。え？じゃあもしかして捜査中はイヤリングをしてなかった田中が
So then how was he able to get his earring back?
裁判前にはイヤリングをしてたってことは田中は捜査中に床下からそのイヤリングを取り戻したってことだ。
Something like that was, again, completely missed. I gotta use the bathroom, unfortunately. But I once again missed that crucial detail that He was not wearing the earring during the investigation because he had lost it, and then he even claimed that he would not be able to retrieve it, even if he were to use a tool. But then he's wearing it. So clearly that means you were able to retrieve it. So, Gundam and Kaz, you two are still high on this list, but now Gundam has replaced Kaz as the primary suspect. Because of dropping his earring in the floorboards. How did your earring fall there in the first place? Alright, well, I'm gonna use the bathroom, guys. Hang on. Alright. So yes, then that means Gundam was able to retrieve his earring from underneath the floorboards during the investigation.
田中は床下に入る方法を知っているのだな。
No, which means you know how to get under those floorboards.
貴様らのガラス玉ごときマナコでは見抜けないのも無理はない。だが俺様は違うぞ。破壊神暗黒四天王の力をもってすれば図王さもないことよ。これぞエビルス・フォース・アイズだ。
Seriously, this guy is just on another planet right now.
まがまがしき四つ目の前では全ての視覚的混沌が無に帰すのだ。
どうしよう、聞いてるだけで恥ずかしいよ。
おい、男らしくはっきり言わんか。
よかろう教えてやる。全ての答えは倉庫にあったのだ。
The answer was in the storage room.
破壊神暗黒四天王が一角、蜃気楼の金高チャンピーが混沌の中より見出したのだ。無造作に置かれた大量の荷物の奥に隠された床下へと通じる滅びの抜け穴をな。
So there's a door on the floor.
それを知った俺様がスーパーからライターを持参し、危険を顧みずに床下へと足を踏み入れたのだ。そんな人知れぬ孤独な戦いの末に魔剣のイヤリングを我が手に取り戻したというわけよ。
That still does not answer how he was able to kill Byakuya. If he even did. I mean, everybody was still in the dining hall when the blackout had. Not everybody. A Gundam was still in the dining hall at the time. Of the blackout. According to the picture. But no, I also said this in a previous stream. A Gundam didn't say a word during the blackout. But the picture that Mahito drew, he was there. In the picture that she drew, he was there.
恐れおののくがいい。これが俺様の力だ。
力がどうとか大げさだな。たかがブリーダーでしょ。
ともかく床下には倉庫から入れたということか。
じゃあ犯人もそこから床下に入ったんだね。
But that still does not prove. Okay, thank you. Here's the picture.
ことを考えれば、倉庫から大広間なんて大した移動距離もないしね。
So yes, a Gundam was there. I'm gonna pause just in case they penalize me for taking too long. So hopefully you guys can still see through this a little bit. A Gundam was still in the room. Teru was not in the. He was in the kitchen. But that doesn't mean that he somehow snuck underneath the floorboards in the storage room. Peko again was supposed to be in the office, but was having stomach issues. I'm at the whole thing about somebody that wasn't in the dining hall being the killer again now. Chiaki's not even written on here because she was outside. Fuyu had nothing to do with this whole thing. Chiaki and Gundam both were checking the floorboards. But Chiaki saw no way of getting underneath them.
倉庫を経由したのならそこにテーブルクロスが置いてあったのも納得だ。
犯人はパーティー中に倉庫から床下に忍び込んで、そこから白夜ちゃんをふさっ。
そうなのかな。
Like, I'm really trying to understand how that makes sense.
ブスッとかザシュッとかもっと肉厚な感じっすかね。
いや、効果音の話じゃなくってさ、こっそり床下に忍び込んだって言うけど、そのためにはパーティーから抜け出さないとダメだよね。
Yeah, that means they would not have been in the building, in the room.
じゃあパーティーにいなかったやつが犯人なんだよ。そいつがずっと床下で待ち伏せしてたんだ。
参加してねえのって誰だっけ？
私は参加してないけど、入り口で見
Yeah,
張りをしてた
exactly. She
よ。
was guarding the entrance.
そこの物見が証人になってくれる。
Panko was supposed to be in the office, but was having trouble.
もう言う必要はないと思うが、私はトイレから離れられなかったのだ。
Yeah, she was in the bathroom, toilet ridden.
僕は厨房にいる時間が長かったけど、ちょくちょく大広間に料理を運びに行ってたよ。
他にパーティーに参加してなかったの？
Are they really gonna try to bring this back around to Fuyu?
私が停電前に撮った写真を見る限りだと、あいつだけだよね。これで決まりだね。
Man, guys, no, come on now.
何が決まりなんだ。俺は犯人なんかじゃねえぞ。
さあどうだか。俺はやれ
Like,
る
man,
とか言ってたのはどこの誰だっ
you're
け？
basing this assumption on the sole fact that he wasn't at the party. Like, I already said that they were gonna try to spin this around on him at some point, and that they were all gonna be wrong.
ぶっ殺すぞ。
ほらまた言ってる。
いい感じだね。いい感じに盛り上がってきちゃいましたね。
Good news, you are now allowed to use the silencer. You can use the silencer with the X button as many times as you want. When you use the silencer, you can shoot down the white noise. Also, when you shoot down the white noise, your time limit will increase a little. However, if you shoot an actual remark with your silencer instead of the white noise, the time limit will decrease. So aim carefully when you're using the silencer. Oh, but the difficulty is set to gentle. If the difficulty is set to gentle, white noise won't appear at all. Well, I'm not on gentle. In that case, you'll still be able to use the silencer, but it'll be somewhat pointless. If you feel like doing a little bang bang, you can use it to your heart's content. Okay, we don't have to be repeating it. If you press the options button during the argument, you can review the controls. Good luck. Alright, we know about the white noise.
犯人はパーティー中も床下でゴキブリみたいに待ち伏せしてたんだよ。
それなら女子のパンツを見放題だし、停電中に倉庫まで行かなくて済むよ。
そうなんすか冬彦ちゃん。
Oh my gosh.
勝手に犯人にしてんじゃねえよ。
でもパーティーが始まった後は誰もあんたの姿を見てないんだよ。
That doesn't
あん
prove
たに
anything.
はアリバイがないってことだよ。
疑われるのは自明の理だ。
The only person who doesn't have an alibi during the party is Fuyuhiko, but is he really the killer? No.
犯人はパーティー中も床下でゴキブリみたいに待ち伏せしてたんだよ。
それなら女子
He's
のパン
his
ツを見
account,
放題
Teru's
だし、
account, Chiaki's account, Kazuchi's account,
停
Nakamoto's
電中に
account.
倉庫まで行かなくて済むよ。
そう
Alright. I'm not sure what to shoot at right now, but we're gonna find out. We are still not close to done this video. We're not even remotely close. But we're an hour into the stream because of that bathroom break that I just took. Okay, hang on. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's not true that he has no alibi. He does have an alibi. Chiaki gave him the alibi already. Nope, sorry, I chose the wrong thing.
でもパーティーが始まった後は誰もあんたの姿を見てないんだよ。あんたにはアリバイがない。
Yeah,
それは違うぞ。
yeah, that's wrong. But he does have an alibi. It's Chiaki.
いや、クズ竜にはアリバイがあったはずだ。そうだよな、ナナミ。
And Chiaki saw him while she was outside.
ああ、そうだったね。
What happened, Fuyuhiko? Oh, hey, what are you doing here? All alone at a place like this. Standing guard so Monokuma doesn't come inside. How diligent of you.
クズリュウ君を見たのはパーティーが始まった後だから、彼がパーティー前から床下にいたとは考えられないよ。
That's exactly why, like, I knew from the start not to even consider him.
早くその話をしろ、ボケが。
あんたが悪いんでしょ。
How?
なんで休館の周りをうろついてたのよ。
Again, he wasn't under the floor.
うっせえよ。
実は外から床下に通じる抜け穴があって、それを偵察しに来てたとか。
んだとこら。
わあ、怒鳴られて喜んでるよ。
どちらにせよ、外から床下に入るのは不可能だ。
Yes, exactly. Chiaki and Gundam already confirmed that it is impossible to get under the floorboards from outside.
やはりどなたかがパーティー中に倉庫から床下に潜り込んだのですね。
And Nakito was the only other person who went in the storage room, right?
中というか停電中だったのかも。ああ、停電中にいなくなったんなら気づけなくても無理ないもんね。
Yeah, exactly. Nobody would have noticed if anyone disappeared.
あの暗い廊下を倉庫まで歩いていくなんて、卵なしでエッグベネディクトを作るようなもんだよ。
Oh, what do you mean walking down the dark hallway to the storage room?
そうだな。
I mean, it's not like he did it himself, but he's right. It would be impossible because it's like you're trying to see it in the dark. Wait a minute, hold on. You couldn't see the office.
けど、本当に無理なのか？もう少しその可能性を検討してみてもいいかもしれない。
Oh, hang on now. What do you mean?
倉庫まで移動するなんて絶対に無理っす。
But I can't stop thinking about it. I feel like there's something I've overlooked. The night vision goggles, the paint, the glow paint. For clarity's sake,
どう
once
やら
again.
大詰めになってきたみたいだね。黒と白、どちらの超高校級が優れているのか。
Okay.
停電中は廊下も真っ暗だったんだよ。そんな中を倉庫まで移動するなんて、お魚抜きの海鮮丼だよ。
本当に絶対に無理なのかな。
お前が見ている
Everybody
紐を
says
使え
first.
ばどうだ。
アンシスコープがもう一台あったとかは？
めんどくせえ
I
から
don't think
勘
there
で言う
was.
ぞ。明かりを使ったってことでいいんじゃねえか。
What did they use? The light?
なんかやっぱり無理っぽいですよ。
The Duralumin case. The killer's method for moving in the dark might be what that one person suggested. Oh, was there another pair of night vision goggles? Like, was there another pair? So the not issue, but what oh crap, I forgot her name. Already forgetting her name. It began with an A. Yeah, what Akane said is correct. I might be able to prove it. I need this.
そんな中を倉庫まで移動するなんてお魚抜きの
本当に絶
お前らみたいに紐を使えば
アーシスコープがもう一台あったとかは
めんどくせえから勘で言うぞ明かりを使ったってことでいい
Okay.
それに賛成だ
Somebody used a light.
そうだ犯人は明かりを使ったんだ
So when you say they had a light with them, what makes you say that?
けど
And yes,
なんで
Akane
ど
was
こに
right.
あるんすか
But where could they have found the light?
ほら
Exactly.
厨房の備品リストに書いてあっただろ
20 forks, 20 knives, 20 spoons, 5 iron skewers, 3 frying pans, 20 wine glasses. There are also iron plates for barbecues and even a portable stove for cooking hot pots. Iron plates and portable stoves, I do recall seeing them on the shelf over there. The kitchen seems to be well kept, there should be no problems using it.
カセットコンロだよ
And the portable stove? What?
カセットコンロなら電気がなくても明かりがつくし持ち運びだって可能だ犯人はそのカセットコンロを使って停電中の廊下を倉庫まで移動したんだよ
So what, like they used the light inside the
なるほ
stove?
どカセットコンロとは盲点だけどその推理には穴があるね
Oh, like how do they use the stove?
その穴ってどんな穴かな詳しくお教え願いたいもんだねあ、今のは下ネタじゃないですよ下ネタじゃないですって本当に
Okay, yeah, fine. Yeah, just repeating yourself just makes it worse. Just stop.
日向君僕と勝負してくれるよねそれは違うよ君は僕の反論を打ち破ることができるかな
What does he mean, battle? It sounds like he's enjoying a game or something. There's no way I'm gonna lose against someone like him. Yeah, I know, right? Let's figure out what it is.
Sa っきのソーダ君の証言を忘れた事務室にもたどり着けなかったって言ってたよ君の言うガスコンロの明かりがさその証言と矛盾しちゃうんだよねそれともソーダ君の証言自体を疑う気
聞くわけにはいかない
Okay, cross swords. Okay.
俺はソーダの話を疑ってるわけじゃないお前は何が言いたいんだよ
ソーダ君が事務室にたどり着けなかったのは
I can't read any of this.
そんな真っ暗な廊下で明かりを使ったらソーダ君に目撃されちゃうんじゃないだって彼は廊下をうろついてたんでしょ
Any light source in the dark hallway would have stood out. If the killer did have a light, the reason Katsuchi wasn't able to see it was...
ソーダ君
I can't even read what everybody is saying. Okay, hang on. Because I can't even read what they're trying to say. Too dark to see the office. The light. No, wait. Okay, alright.
たどり着けなかったのは廊下が真っ暗だった
Can I switch to the...
そんな真っ暗な廊下で明かりを使ったらソーダ君に目撃されちゃうんじゃない？
Okay, that's what it was.
切らせてもらう。
The fire door.
お前だ。忘れたのか？
So what about the fire door now? Because it's so hard to read during that game. Like, it is impossible to read during that game.
何の話？
あの廊下には光を遮る壁があったはずだ。
A wall that blocked light.
廊下にあった防火扉だよ。あれを閉じれば廊下には立派な壁ができたはずだ。しかも防火扉の先はすぐに曲がり角になってたから。
That hallway looks so ominous in the dark.
扉に多少の隙間があったとしても、その角さえ曲がれば光が漏れることもなかったはずだぞ。
なるほど。防火扉に目をつけるなんてさすが超高校級。おっと、君はまだ自分の才能を思い出せてないんだったね。
そんなこと今はどうだっていいだろう。
お前だ。どういうつもりだ？犯人ではないという割にはやたらと突っかかるな。
そんな怖い声出さないでよ。怒ってるならほら。
Oh my gosh, come on now.
いちいち人をイラつかせる野郎だな。マジでその口を塞いでやろうか。
ほら、喧嘩はいいけど周りが引いちゃうようなハードな喧嘩はダメ。それより誰が黒なのか早く
Yeah,
決めてく
exactly.
れない
That's
か
what
な。
I'm thinking. So can we just hurry this up,
僕が会っ
please?
たら時間切れになっちゃうんだよ。
分かったよ。そろそろバトンタッチしろって言うんだろ。
バトンタッチ？
僕みたいな偽物じゃなくて本物の犯人にご登場願うんだよ。
どうせお前さんが犯人な
We
んじゃろ。
just confirmed that he's not.
そう思うならそれでも構わないよ。僕はどんな結論でも受け入れるつもりだよ。超高校級のみんなが納得して出した結論ならね。
So you're telling me to call out the real killer, even though I really don't want to condemn that person, but there's no other way, right? The person who used the hallway's fire door as cover and used the portable stove to move in the dark. The person who used the hallway's fire door as cover and used the portable stove to move in the dark. That's not Teru Teru, right? But he left the kitchen and came to the dining hall and snuck under the floorboards to stab Byakuya to death using the glowing paint as a mark. The only killer I can think of is you and only you. But no, I'm completely lost now. Someone who used the fire door as a cover-up. It's not her, right? I'm not gonna click on the wrong person and waste time. Like, I am completely lost on who. Oh my goodness. It is him.
お前しかいない。
He left the kitchen and came to the dining hall.
もしかしてお前なんじゃないか。
He left the kitchen during the blackout and came to the dining hall. Asking wasn't the blackout only in the kitchen? How was he able to walk from the kitchen to the dining hall? And then he said, trying to reach the storage room in a dark hallway is incredibly difficult. And nobody had even mentioned walking to the storage room in the dark. Like, I knew that line was gonna come back to bite him. I tried not to make assumptions, but that line has potentially come back to bite him. Is Teru Teru actually the killer?
何の話？
花村が犯人ってそうなの？
何言ってんのさ、そんなわけないじゃん。もちろん今のは単なる俺の推理だ。だから反論があるならいくらでも言ってくれ。反論も何も。どうして僕が犯人扱いされなくちゃいけないのさ。
And that's not an answer.
だって明かりに使われたカセットコンロは厨房にあったものなんだぞ。そんな理由だけで犯人扱いされるの？そんなの横暴だって。
Well, you don't seem to be arguing.
ひどいよひどいよ、ひどすぎるやい。
花村君、そんな態度は君らしくないな。超高校級の料理人という素晴らしい才能を持つ君がそんな
シェフって呼んでよ。
もし君がこんな冤罪に倒れてしまったら未来の料理界は誰が支えるの？
未来の料理界？
そうだよ。未来の料理界のためにも君は正々堂々と立ち向かわないといけないんだ。
What is this guy yapping about, man?
そっか。うん、そうだよね。
ところで冤罪ってなんだ？うめえのか？
Aspersion, what?
ってのも美味しいらしいよ。後で試してみれば。
No, not asbestos. Or asbestos. No one's gonna eat
なん
that.
でお前がシャシャに出てくるんだよ。
Yeah, and I get seriously, why are you talking?
使ったとしようか。そして防火扉を遮蔽物に使ったとしよう。
Use the light and then they use the fire door to mask that light.
そこから倉庫に移動して床下に潜ったとして、その後はどうするの？床下だって真っ暗なんだし、そこからどうやって戸上君を刺すの？
Yeah, it is also dark under the floorboards, so how would they be able to complete the murder?
明かりで彼を照らして刺したわけじゃないよね。標的に気づかれたら、
the markers, the glow paint. But how did somebody, like, where did the glow paint come from?
そうだよ。その点についてはどうなんだよ。
Where did the glow paint come from?
答えられるわけないよね。君自身はあの床下を操作してないもんね。
それなら田中が知ってるはずだよ。実際に床下に潜ってるんだし。
Yeah, exactly. Gundam, did you see any possible things under there?
残念だが床下には事件と
I
関係
guess
す
he
る
did.
ものは残されていなかったぞ。戸上の血が滴り落ちていた場所に
Then yes, you did find something. That's the glow paint. Hey, you just said that you didn't find anything related to the incident, and then you say you found glow paint under the floorboards. So you did find something under there. Oh, why are you lying?
何それ？暗い中でも光ってた
Exactly. Like what?
それってめちゃ重要そう。
Exactly. That sounds super important.
光る目印があれば暗闇の中でもその地点までは移動できますよね。
そうやって所定の位置まで移動すれば同じ目印をつけておいた標的を狙えるかもね。
The victim was targeted by a mark. What was that mark? The knife.
これで証明できる。
It's the green paint that was on
そ
that
の目
knife.
印ってナイフに塗ってあった夜光塗料のことだよな。
夜光塗料を標的にすることで暗い中でも凶器をぶっ刺せるという寸法か。
そっか。犯人は人を標的にしたわけじゃなくて、その夜光塗料が動く瞬間を狙ったんだ。
それって誰かがナイフを手に取った瞬間ってことですもんね。
The moment somebody grabbed the knife is when the killer knew to strike. The knife was a place mark.
用意した目印を 犯人は刺すための目印として利用したんだね。
The killer used the mark that Nagito prepared for finding the knife as the mark for their attack.
そうか。それでナイフを手にした戸上くんが殺されてしまったんだね。
でもそれを利用できたってことは犯人は駒枝くんの計画を知ってたってことだよね。
That would mean that.
どうなんじゃ花村よ。
Yeah, why would Teru Teru have known about that?
僕は知らないって本当に何
No,
も知
no,
ら
but
ないんですね。
I think he's innocent. I really don't think Teru Teru is the killer.
だったら逆に僕からみんなに質問してもいい？
Like, they're trying to make everybody seem suspicious.
なんで
But there's holes and everything.
いい加減にしなさいよ。まあこういうのは公平に発言の機会を与えないと。
Well, why are you backing him up?
あのさ、花村くんが犯人だとすると彼は停電中に倉庫に行ったってことになるけど。
And Teru Teru, I mean, he did say that trying to get to the storage room in the dark is a pain.
だったら
The way he said it made it seem like he had already attempted to.
何だったのかな。
Hang on. What did Ibiki hear during the blackout?
足踏まないでよ。
おい、お前何をしている？
Who stepped on her foot? Like, who stepped on Hyoko's foot?
電気つけろって飯が食いづれじゃねえか。みんなどこにいるの？停電って厨房だけじゃないの？
花村の声が大広間で上がっている。
She heard his voice in the dining hall,
花村くんが停電の時に
which
大
proves
広間
that
に
he
いた
was
ことを
in the
証
dining
明
hall
し
during
て
the
いるように
blackout.
思えるんだけど。
He went from the kitchen to the dining hall. He never went to the storage room.
そうなんだよ。
でも花村って停電の瞬間は厨房にいたんでしょ。それがどうして大広間にい
That's
た
what
の
I'm
よ。
trying to understand. How were you able to get from the kitchen to the dining hall in the dark?
てっきり厨房だけが停電になったのかと思って慌てて飛び出しちゃってさ。もちろん廊下も真っ暗だったけどみんなの声を頼りになんとか壁伝いに移動したんだ。
Okay, well, yeah, towards everyone's voices, then, I mean, I guess that's an adequate way.
厨房から大広間であれば壁伝い
Yeah, and
に
it's
移動
not
できない
that far of a walk either.
なんか嘘くせえな。確か尾張さんは人の汗を舐めるとその人が嘘をつ
Oh
い
my
てるか
gosh,
わかるんだ
no,
ったね。
she's not doing that.
だったら僕を舐めてみればいいさ。やだよ、脂っこそうだし。
けどてるてるちゃんの声は確かに大広間で聞こえてたよ。いぶきのキャラ設定にかけて断言するっす。
そう、花村くんは倉庫じゃなく大広間にいたんだよ。つまり彼が犯人だとは考えられないんだ。
いや、そうはならないはずだ。
That's not it.
なんでだよ。なんでそんな風に僕に言いがかりばっかりつけてくるんだよ。別に花村を責めたいわけじゃない。
日向くん、もっと胸を張っていいよ。君は自分を信じて希望に進んでいるだけなんだから。
Anyway.
日向くん、もっと君の希望を見せてよ。その希望は花村くんの希望を打ち
Is
砕
there
ける
something
の
that
か。
Teru Teru is not saying? You know, crawling against the wall and listening to everybody's voices. It doesn't sound far-fetched because the dining hall is not far from the kitchen whatsoever. It's just that, yeah. It's still amazing that you were able to even find your way, even just by listening to voices. It's not, it doesn't sound impossible, but... Okay.
まずは改めて聞くけど、花村くんは停電の時に倉庫に行ったの？
になんて言ってるわけないじゃん。その時
They
僕
let the word out.
は別の場所にいたんだ。
てるてるちゃんの
Somewhere
声なら
completely
息吹が
different.
聞いたっす。顔に似合わず美声でした。録音された
Handsome
声
unlike
と
his
かじゃない
face.
の？いや、生声だったっすよ。
ね、今の証言がある限りは僕が大広間にいた事実は揺るがないよ。
I feel like bloodstain under the tablecloth is probably the one I need. There's definitely a contradiction hidden within these remarks. I need to find it. Alright, well, for the sake of hurrying this up, is it gaps? Okay, no, it's... We're still talking about the gaps in the
ま
floorboards.
ずは改めて聞くけど、花村君は
その時
てるてるちゃんの声なら息吹が聞いたっす。顔に似合わず美声でした。
録音された声とかじゃないの？
いや、生声だったっすよ。
ね、今の証言がある限りは僕が大広間にいた事実は揺るがない。
Okay.
その矛盾打ち抜く。
Let's see what he
俺
has
た
to
ちが
say.
大広間で花村の声を聞いたからって大広間にいたことの証明にはならないはずだ。
He could have been yelling from outside the dining hall.
どうして
Or he could have been yelling. Oh, we could have probably heard him from underneath the floor.
大広間の床を思い出してみろよ。
The floor is full of gaps.
隙間だらけだっただろ。
The floorboard is full of gaps. He could have been yelling, and you probably heard him yelling from underneath the floor. And again, I really think that what he said is hurting him. Like, I really don't know if it's him, but the more and more we go through this, the more it's seeming like what he said is coming back to hurt him. You're saying that getting to the storage room through the dark hallway is very difficult. He didn't say it exactly like that, but that's pretty much what he said. And the way he said it made it seem like he had already attempted it. I'm plugging in my phone. The way he talked about locating the storage room in the dark and made it sound like he had already attempted to do it.
だから床下から上がった声だったとしても大広間の声と同じように聞こえたはずなんだ。
そうか。あえて床下から声を上げ、その場に自分がいることを印象づけようとしたのだな。
As dastardly as Teru Teru is, this was a well thought out scheme. If this is actually true.
ちょっと待ってよ。
どうなんですか、花村さん。
ちょっと待て、チュートリアルが。貴様さっきから何を抜かしとるか。僕が停電の時は広場にいた言うとるやろが。
Why is he talking like that?
あんたってどこ出身だっけ？
西麻布生まれの南青山育ちっちゃが。
みんな、あいつ嘘つきだよ。花村くんが停電の時に大広間にいたってことはさ、明るくなった時も
Should have been there after the power returned. Oh, was he in the dining hall when the power came back on? That's gonna prove it right there. If he was not there,
暗い廊下を行ったり来たりはできないからね。
look at the picture. Look at that picture Mahito took.
いたっけ？
いたさ。もうこれ以上ねえくれいたってさ。
こればっかりは勘や思いつきで決められないよ。だって
Look at that. Somebody look at that picture.
そうやろげ。おめえたちのあやふやな記憶で決めんでねえ。そげな風に決めてえことでねえだろ。
絶対嘘ついてるよ。だってどんどんひどくなってるもん。ですが、私には自信がありません。いたような気もしますが、いないような気もして。
Do you believe that he was there and not there at the same time? What?
何か判断する方法はないんか。
本人の記憶に聞いてみればいいんじゃないかな。
Consult his memories?
わけわからんこと抜かすでね。オラが広間に入れたってこと
Why is he speaking in a southern accent?
できるかもしれない。
またおめげ。
Whether or not Tetter Tetter was in the dining hall during the blackout, in order to know for sure, I just need to throw that question at him. Hang on. Alright, and what question am I throwing at him? Oh my goodness. Oh, what caused Mikan to fall? I know we don't have much time.
これで証明できる。
Before he starts
あの
talking.
停電から復旧した時、花村が本当に大き。
Okay. Oh, what made Mikan trip and fall? Did she trip on the floorboards? Because again, there's gaps in those floorboards. So, did she trip? Did she just trip on the floorboard? Or did Tetter Tetter potentially cause her to trip?
広間にいたって言うなら、
If you were claiming that you were in the dining hall when the power came back,
その時、積み木がどんな格好になってたのかもわかるはずだよな。
思い出させないでくださいよ。
ね。
難しいですよ。
if you were in the dining hall, then you would have seen what happened to Mikan, so...
これは大事な質問なんだ。どうなんだ花村。あの時大広間にいたなら答えられるはずだぞ。だってあんな独創的な転び方だったんだ。そう簡単には忘れられないはずだ。
A pretty clever way of tripping. Her food was like all over her, like the legs, the arms. I want to keep looking at this image, but like what happened to her?
見苦しい姿をお見せしてすみません。
どうなんすか。てるてるちゃんは答えられるんすか。
If you can't answer, man, I'm sorry.
あれ
I thought you were innocent, but
ど忘れしちゃったかな。
just slipped from your mind. Oh yeah, sure, forget it.
お忘れなんておかしいでしょ。あんたみたいなエロキャラがさ。
Yeah, no, not exactly. Not someone like you.
そう言われましても、この間くん、なんとか言ってや
Yo,
ってよ。
why do you keep looking to Nagito for help? Like, what were you and Nagito? This is proving that you potentially knew what Nagito was planning the whole
もう
time.
諦めるしかないかもね。
He might have to give it up now, you see? And Nagito knew who the killer was the whole time. Both of them had to have worked together somehow. Both of them worked together to plot out Byakuya's death. But Nagito wasn't able to get it done. And I guess that means Teru Teru was the plan B.
諦めるってなんだよ。
花村くん、残念なのは僕も一緒なんだよ。憧れの人の希望の限界を見るのは寂しいもんだよ。夢を壊された気分とでも言うのかな。
お前だ、お前は何なんだよ。どうして犯人の味方をしたり突き放したり。
ちょっと待つわい。人を犯人扱いして勝手に話進めんときんしょい。
だってもう決まったでしょ。
Was it decided?
暇でねから食べたとまだキンキが吐きましておらずんけど。
ダメだ、もうわかんない。
まだ凶器だってはっきりしてないってそう言ってるみたいです。
わかるんだ。
でもなんとも悲しい言い争いです。こんなのって甘いです。
But it is kind of a sad, because again,
ボッケに今ハンダラユゲちゃんメンズキンキダンバラなんぞユゲットレでバリア。
what?
ほらモノミ、メソメソしてないで訳してよ。
僕が犯人だって言うんならまず凶器がなんだか言ってみろ。
Yeah, we still haven't necessarily decided what exactly was used to kill Byakuya.
凶器か。確かナイフではなかったのだな。
小神さんの傷からして直径5ミリくらいの細さの刃物だったはずです。
So that would have to be those skewers. That's why I think it's those
床
skewers.
下から刺したとなると、おそらく50センチ以上の長さは必要だ。
今さら凶器なんてどうでもいいんじゃない？
Oh, come on, Nakito, stop.
ナゴンはずんずんナゴンは
よくないって、全然よくないって。
じゃあ、わかったよ。凶器が何だったのか。
It had to have been those skewers.
やらないかやらないか。
やってみろって。
紛らわしい方言っすね。
Anyway, we need to focus. Think about this. A thin-edged tool with a diameter of about 50 millimeters and at least 50 centimeters in length. The weapon that meets those requirements might have been used at the crime scene. It had to have been the skewers. Oh, not this crap again. I think I need an M. No, it's an I. The iron skewers. Alright, I need an O. I can't use the N's yet. S. I need a K. Come on now, I need a K. SK, thank you. SKEW. So now I need an E. Now I need a W. Come on, now where's that W at? This is taking too long, thank you. Alright, some more E's. Alright, R's. There we go. Yeah, I knew it all along, man. I was saying it from the very moment they said the knife wasn't the murder weapon. Thank you for coming in, Sir Nosek. One of my favorites. Well, this is only the first one, and it's already this stressful. But yes, I said from the moment they said that the knife was not the weapon, from the moment Mikan was saying the knife could not have been the weapon because the weapon was something thin, I said then that means it would have had to have been the skewers. So, but that means that Teru Teru planted the skewers somewhere. Check the equipment list and there seems to be one iron skewer missing. There was an iron skewer missing. That's right, as far as I know, that's been missing from the start. That missing iron skewer is the weapon.
でも鉄串ならぴったり条件がありますよ。
おい花村、その鉄串をどこに隠しやがったんだ？
So where is it at? Avril Lavigne? What, is she your favorite singer?
そのままなの？
意味不明なこと言ってごまかしてるだけだ。さては島のどこかに処分しやがったな。
いえ、ポイ捨て禁止は修学旅行のルールです。違反したら島中にサイレンが鳴り響いたはずですよ。
島中にサイレンってたかがポイ捨てでそこまですんのかよ。
それに私は見張りをしてたからわかるけど、花村くんは一回も休館から出てこなかったの？
Man, like as for someone as completely perverted and disgusting as Teru Teru, these killers always have the most convoluted, sneaky methods.
どうせまた厨房でしょ。
花村よ。男らしく正直
To man up and be straight with us is insane. Did you hear the way this man was talking to both the girls and guys? He did not just tell him to be straight. Yeah, that's the problem. I could tell from the captions that he was trying to speak in a southern accent, but I have this in Japanese, so I didn't get to necessarily hear that. But just reading it, I could tell that he was talking in a southern accent. If I had this in the English, then yeah, I would have definitely heard that. But I like to play games and watch animes with the Japanese audio because I want to learn Japanese. Finally, we're nearing the end. But yeah, it's still funny regardless. Our cornered opponent will be surrounded by soul shields and simply will not listen to what you have to say. It'll probably pain you to condemn your classmate, but this is the class trial after all. You must argue against your opponent and destroy their soul shields. A high-speed dispute battle where you beat down a panicked opponent's excuses and nonsense. That's the bullet time the panic talk action. Panic talk action, the PTA. During PTA, you must destroy all your opponent's soul shields so you can deliver your final strike. In order to do that, you must destroy your opponent's remarks while following the tempo of the song. Time your button presses with the tempo marker as it... Okay, so we remember this part from the last game. Match the tempo marker by pressing the X button, and you'll be able to lock on to the opponent's remarks. If you keep pressing it, you'll be able to lock on to multiple remarks at the same time. Afterwards, if you release the X button in time with the tempo marker, it will intercept the locked on marks and destroy it. By destroying remarks, you will be able to damage the soul shields protecting the opponent and destroy them. If you cannot destroy the remark within the time limit, you will end up getting hurt. During PTA, you can press the options button to review the controls. But for the PTA, just focus on pressing the X button. Please wait for another time for the other features. Do this consecutively and you'll start a combo. Keep this going and you'll initiate a tempo up. On the flip side, there's always so many instructions to this. On the flip side, if you keep missing, you'll find yourself in a tempo down situation. When the song changes, the tempo changes. This will alter the time for each button. Please be careful. 1 second, I'm gonna get some water. Alright. Last but not least, let me tell you about the final blow. If you destroy all your opponent's soul shields, they will start to give their final argument. And if that happens, 4 words will be displayed on the top, bottom, left, and right sides of the screen. Each of these 4 words corresponds to the buttons on my remote. If you press the buttons in the right order, you'll be able to compose the words of your final strike. Please make your argument while searching for the words that will trump your opponent's final argument. If you don't deliver your final strike within the time limit, the opponent's soul shields will recover. No, we understood that much.
やっぱり私たちで何とかして突き止めるしかないみたいだね。
If the iron skewer is the weapon, then hiding it in the kitchen would be the easiest way to slip it by. But Byakuya and I checked the kitchen pretty thoroughly before this party started. Which means... Was the weapon... Okay, this is a typo. Which means the weapon was already hidden somewhere we couldn't find it. Could it have been in an unexpected place? Where would that be? Where did he hide a long weapon? Think carefully. I must reveal to Teru the conclusive evidence that proves that he's the killer. Alright. Okay, now I'm seeing what I mean. Okay. Okay. On the meat bone. Nope. That wasn't correct somehow. The meat on bone. Okay, this is gonna take a while. Like, I thought that I was... But please don't fail this, man. On the meat bone. But how was that wrong? Like how was that wrong? Like, how was it not on the meat bone? Okay. Meat on the bone. Finally. He hid the skewer in that giant meat platter. He said Avril Lavigne. That's what he said for me. I didn't get the Paris Hilton part. No, that was a huge piece of meat. So, yeah, we completely overlooked that ginormous piece of meat. We looked at it, we were like, man, that's humongous. Seems there are no dangerous items like that skewer in the churrasco earlier, inside that pile of food, that appears to be the case. Wouldn't have known what to do if he said fish bones and meat bones were also dangerous items.
逆に言えば凶器を隠せるような場所なんてあの時調べられなかった食べ物の中くらいなんだ。
Of course, because we didn't even think to inspect all the food.
鉄串ぐらいの長さの凶器を隠しておける場所なんて骨付き肉くらいしかないんだ。
Like, look at that huge piece of meat. And he tried to sneak that skewer inside of that. Like, I'm telling you, every time, it's always the characters. Like, and everybody who ends up being the killer comes up with the most convoluted way of doing it.
だったら確かめてみるしかないっすよ。あのうまそうな骨付き肉を食って中から鉄串が出てくりゃビンゴ
Well,
ってわ
if
け
you're
か。
gonna eat it, Akane, just be careful. Don't accidentally stab your mouth.
よし、モノクマでもモノミでもいいから今すぐあの骨付き肉を持ってこい。
1分だ。1分ありゃ。
Yeah, again, you please. Like, she's gonna stab her mouth by accident. Thank you for the follow, by the way.
ちょっと待ちなさい。タイムだってタイム。
No, there's no time outs, Teru Teru.
さっさと持ってこんかい。
あ、それがですね。
What do you mean about that? What?
あれ、モノクマはどこ行っちゃったの？
No, where did Monokuma
ここ
go?
ならここだよ。
He's already eaten it.
お先にいただいちゃってもう。
いやー、クマが肉食ってる。よく考えたら普通っすね。
Yeah.
もふもふ。なにこれ。うまいもんだな。
こんちくしょう。それは俺肉だぞ。
生まれて初めて食べたよ。なんていうかその野生の頃を思い出す味だ。
No, yeah, it's real bad because we're about to find what you hid in there.
なんかお肉の中からこんなん出てきましたけど。
So, not laxatives like who you tried to say, but there you go.
それって
There's the murder weapon.
ですよね。ああ、骨の部分が取っ手になってるんだ。凝ってるね。
Yep, and the handle looks like it was made with bone.
肉が鞘となり骨が塚となる破滅の剣。それで戸上にカタストロフィーをもたらしたのか。
さすがは花
If
村君。
somebody only
超
thought
高校級のシェフらしい
to inspect the
ファ
food.
ンタスティックな狂気だね。
違うよ。僕は犯人なんかじゃない。人を殺すような人間じゃない。わかったっちゃ。おめあらが仕組んどと大手に罪をかぶせようと仕組んどとね。
ああ、なんだかがっかりだな。見苦しい悪あがきなんて超高校級の君らしくないよ。
I am so tired of hearing him
希
talk.
望とは言えないんじゃないかな。
ねえ、駒枝くん。悪いんだけど黙っててくれるか
Yeah,
な。
seriously, please. Can you please just be quiet?
キャシャンテベルソランだけぐっちゃりへもんがゾバホンゾマホンアギャランド。
名店のレストランしか行ったことない。
Here we know what
も
he
う訳
said.
さなくていいや。
Exactly.
なんとなく雰囲気は伝わってくるから。
You don't need to translate anymore.
いやー、トラズンズンだっぷりめ。
Let's just deal with Nakito later. More importantly, we should first
決着を
settle
つけないと
this.
ね。そのためにも事件をもう一度最初から振り返ってみて全てをはっきりさせないと。
So, as usual, everybody that I suspected was the wrong answer. It turns out that the entire time, like, I'm always thinking of some things that are suspicious, but I completely overlooked how utterly suspicious it was that Teru Teru was able to navigate from the kitchen to the dining hall. And that's when we discovered that he had a source of light. And actually no, he didn't navigate from the kitchen to the dining hall. He was never in the dining hall. He was in the storage room and then underneath the dining hall. And so he navigated through the hallway, through that fire door, into the storage room, and traveled through the floorboards. He used glow paint as his markers. I'm telling you, like, everybody who tries to commit a murder in this game, in this franchise, they have the most insane method. And then I can prove Tato's crime. Okay, that's right. If we don't do that, we can't end this no matter how much time passes. So we need to do it. Hang on, so it's finally come to this. My throb is chesting. Okay. Alright, it's finally time for the closing argument. In this phase, you'll give a complete summary of the case. You have to reproduce the order of events in the case in the form of a comic book. This reproduction is merely Hajime's imagination, so there will be gaps here and there. Gaps are areas where a number of pieces are missing. It's up to you to complete the comic using the truth panels provided. If we played the first game, you are already familiar with how this goes. Around 3 to 5 truth panels make up one set. Inside that one set, there will be correct panels placed among incorrect panels. If you use up all the correct panels contained in one set, it will switch to a new set. After that, if you fill in all the holes, you will clear the challenge. Pretty sure some of you already noticed, but it'll be difficult to complete with so many gaps. But once you fill some in, it'll become much simpler. For those of you who played the previous game, you might hesitate at first, but it's basically the same concept, exactly. Now then, when playing and solving the closing argument, there is a certain trick. If you move the reticle onto the gaps on each page, it will display hints at the top of the screen. This type of hint will ask what kind of scene is drawn in that gap. Also, if you move the reticle onto a truth panel, it will display a hint as well. This hint explains the scene contained in that panel. Put together these two hints, and think carefully. Of course, don't forget that there will be a time limit. Well then, good luck. Alright, here we go. Time for the closing argument. So... no, this is afterwards. No, it's gotta be this. Nope, that's the wrong one. First of all, what's the order here? Yeah, my health is too low for this, man. Oh, first of all, let me save. I can't save. My health is way too low for this. So, okay, so now it's completely different. No, this is still different from the first game. If you place the image in the wrong spot, you're gonna lose health. And you can't flip through different pictures. You have to work with what's given to you. Yeah, but still not the right answer. Like, there's no time for this. Like, there. Like, I don't have the health to keep getting these wrong. Yeah, but I'm getting every single last thing wrong. Okay, this goes here. Like, everybody gets different pictures as well, so you can't even fully follow other people. Like, there's no time for me to try to figure out where everything goes on my own. Like, I know that has to be there. Like, I am really having a hard time. But I already tried to put that there. There is just no time for me to try to figure all this out on my own. There's no time for that. I don't have the health or time. Just hang on a second, guys. Like, I'm down to 5 minutes left. This goes here. Alright, yeah, well, I need to start. Just know this is ridiculous, man. Man, this is completely different from the first game. Hey, you don't get to select from all the different options of the photos. Hey, you get a set number of photos, and you have to figure out where they all go. The minute you put something in the wrong spot, you lose health. Like, remember, everything about this game is far more difficult than the first game. And now the pictures are all gonna be different. We haven't gotten to this part yet, wait. Well, that's already there. Like, none of those question marks. What did the killer do after exiting the hall? Like, Like, was this here? I'm just guessing, man. Like, I'm sorry that I have to look up all the answers. Like, I'm just guessing and getting everything wrong and wasting time. Okay. This goes... But I thought that that's what went there. Yeah, that has to be that one. Yeah, I gotta go all the way back to the beginning. Okay. Okay, that's there. Hang on a second. Okay, this is the last stock now. I know that this was here. I know that this is here. You're here. Okay. So we don't even have to put all of it together either. Man, this closing argument thing is so much more complicated than the first game.
戸上の呼びかけで俺たちはホテル旧館の大広間に集まった。戸上はある人物から送られた殺人予告を見て 今夜殺人が起きる可能性があると警戒していたんだ。
Okay, yes.
そこであいつは俺た
Again,
ちを
I'm
監視しておくた
sorry
めに
that
パ
I had to just
ーティーを
completely
開く
look
こと
up
にしたん
all
だ。
the answers there. And clearly, even with them trying to give hints, it wasn't helpful enough.
そして全員集合ってわけにはいかなかったけど、パーティーは始まった。でもその時すでにある人物が仕掛けた罠は動き出していたんだ。そいつは倉庫のコンセントに3台のアイロンをつなぎ、休館の電力消費をギリギリの状態にしておいた。その上で11時30分になると作動するある仕掛けを用意したんだ。
The timers for the air conditioners.
それは事務室と大広間にあったエアコンだ。そいつはそのタイマーをセットしておいたんだ。すでにアイロンでギリギリの消費電力だったせいで、エアコンの起動とともにブレーカーが落ちてしまった。
Like, I'm telling you, man, like, every time, whoever the killer ends up being, there's always a
そして
very, very
窓が封じられていた
sneaky,
休館は
witty way of
停
doing
電
it.
と同時に完全な暗闇に支配されてしまったんだ。でもその時、戸上は持ってきたジュラルミンケースからあるものを取り出していた。それは暗視スコープだ。殺人を警戒していた戸上は様々な防犯グッズを現場に持ち込んでいたんだよ。暗視スコープをつけた戸上はそこである人物の不審な行動を目撃した。
That was
狛江田が
Nagito.
卓上ランプの電源コードをたぐってテーブルの下に入っていったんだ。そう、ここまでは何もかも狛江田の計画通りだったんだ。戸上に殺人予告の手紙を送りつけたのも、停電の仕掛けを作ったのも狛江田だったんだよ。そしてその頃、停電になった厨房では別の人物、真犯人が行動を開始していた。おそらく犯人は狛江田の殺人計画を知っていて、
Yep, and
停
exactly
電
like
が
I
起こる
said.
ことも分かっていたんだ
Like,
ろうな。
he was aware of Nagito's plan. They were working together a little bit.
だからこそ犯人は暗闇の中での犯行に必要な道具を事前に準備できたんだ。まずは明かり。これは厨房の備品にあったカセットコンロだ。
So they turned the burner on. That's what they use as a light source.
そして凶器。これもあらかじめ厨房に隠してあったものなんだ。シュラスコ料理用の長い鉄串だよ。犯人はそれを骨付き肉の中に隠しておいたんだ。その凶器とカセットコンロを手に廊下へと出て行った犯人は、 自分
Through
の
that
手にあ
fire
る明か
door.
りが大広間の方に漏れないように、まず廊下の防火扉を閉じたんだ。そして明かりを手に倉庫へと向かった犯人はそこからあるものを手にした。
And grabbed them the
So-
tablecloth.
返り血を防ぐためのテーブルクロス
So
だ。
that's what they meant when they said that the portable stove was a like when they said portable stove. I'm thinking it was like this big thing.
こうして準備を終えた犯人は床の穴から大広間の床下へと潜っていったんだ。
So they covered themselves up in that tablecloth, of course.
カセットコンロはそこで消したか穴の入り口にでも置いておいたはずだ。大広間の床は隙間だらけだから明かりを持って移動するわけにはいかないからな。そして犯人は事前に塗った夜光塗料を目印にテーブルの真下へとたどり着くことに成功したんだ。
Yeah, this was completely calculated by him and Nagito. Like Nagito intentionally wanted somebody to come towards that table so that Teru Teru could kill them.
そこで戸上はテーブルの裏に隠してあったナイフを見つけてしまったんだ。もしここで戸上が引いていればきっとあいつは殺されずに済んだんだろうけど、戸上はそのナイフを手に取ってしまった。
And the moment he retrieved that knife,
床下に潜んでいた犯人が鉄串を突き上げた。犯人は暗闇の中でナイフのヤコウ塗料が動くタイミングをずっと狙っていたんだ。こうして戸上の殺害を終えた犯人はわざと床下から声を上げ、自分が大広間にいるというアリバイを作り、すぐに床下から出てくると大急ぎで厨房へと戻ったんだ。そして犯行に使った道具をまた厨房に隠した後で何食わぬ顔で
as
俺た
if
ちと合
nothing
流したんだ。
happened whatsoever.
これらの犯行が可能だったやつはたった一人しかいない。特に料理の中に凶器を隠すなんて意外な方法を思いつくやつはな。そうだよな、花村てるてる。これが全ての真相だ。どうだ、間違ってるところはあるか？
Like, at this point, don't even try to argue anymore.
何かの間違いだって。僕が人を殺すなんてそんなことするはずが。
You say that all teary-eyed, but you clearly did it.
はずが。
これで終わりのようだな。
Okay, I can't skip any of this. Alright, so we get a B for this first class trial.
どうやら議論の結論が出たみてえだな。
I'm gonna save again.
おっと、つい野生的な一面が出ちゃったよ。さっきのお肉の影響かしら。
Oh, why would that be a side effect?
なんて冗談はさておき、それでは緊張の投票タイムといきましょうか。ではお前らはお手元のスイッチを押して念のために言っておくけど、必ず誰かに投票するようにしてね。投票しねえやつはさっきの肉みたいに食っちまうぜ。どうしてこんなことに。投票の結果、プロとなるのは誰か。
Yeah, it's pretty obvious who we're gonna end up choosing here.
不正解なのか。プッププププワクワクのドキドキだよね。
No, you're way too excited about this. Alright. Well, like I said, once again, everybody who I suspected was the wrong person. The one being the killer ended up being the most perverted, disgusting one of them all. And Teru, I don't know how you were so smart enough to come up with that insane plot. That's right. This time, the blackened responsible for killing Byakuya Togami is Teru Hanamura. Are you serious? Out of all these people? Are you saying a ponce like him is the one that killed Byakuya? But why? Why did you kill him? It was a mistake. I'm telling you, it was just a mistake. I was only trying to save you guys. I was only trying to stop Nagito from murdering one of you. That is complete BS. Trying to stop? Like, what do you mean? Now, I spent all morning in the old building preparing the dishes for the party. And then I heard a weird laughter near the dining hall, and when I peeked over there, saw him. I saw Nagito in the middle of cleaning duty, putting the knife under the table. And do not try to act like you were not both in on this whole thing. I had a bad feeling about it, so I continued to watch what he was doing. And I saw him place the irons he brought in the storage room and mess with the air conditioner timers. Plus, he was grinning, just grinning by himself the whole time. So I questioned him. When that happened, he... Oh, I've been caught. Been caught? What are you doing? What are you scheming? Planning to kill someone, of course. Huh? Teru, just to let you know, it's pointless for you to stop me. If you stop me now, it doesn't matter. I will never give up. Whether it's tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, or the days beyond that, I'll definitely start the killing. What? No matter how much you want to leave this island, that's just... I see, so that's what you think. But that's not it at all. This isn't about my survival. I just want the killing to start. What are you saying? I love everyone here. That's why I want to be of good use to them. I love all the Ultimates and I admire them for being symbols of hope. That's right. In the name of hope, I love everyone's talent from the bottom of my heart. That's why. I don't want them to lose against something like killing. I want them to prove to me that hope will never lose, no matter how daunting the despair they face may seem. I want everyone to prove to me that hope will never lose to despair. But what are you saying? I don't understand it all. You see, isn't it typical that if you face a strong enemy, you'll become even stronger yourself? Which means the stronger the despair you face, the stronger everyone's hope will become, right? I want to see that brightness. And in order to see it, I'm gonna become everybody's stepping stone. I want to make your hope shine. It's as simple as that. That's right. I yearn for a powerful hope that can overcome any kind of despair. Are you kidding? Don't tell me you're actually serious. So you don't understand. That's fine. I don't really mind. I'm just an obsessed fanboy, so it's alright that its love of mine is unrequired. I suppose I could be called the ultimate fanatic. There's something wrong with you! Really? You really think so? You really think there's something wrong with me? But isn't that what love is? Nagito, what is the meaning of this? Explain it to me. I don't understand anything about this story at all. You see, if you have a favorite boxer, don't you want him to fight against a strong opponent and win? You better not compare us to that. Huh? Am I wrong? It's a given that trials are necessary to become strong. And the harsher the trial, the stronger you become, no? For mere humans, killings are simply a tragedy, but for worthy humans, a trial such as this can elevate their status to even higher level. It's amazing to me that someone as untalented as myself can become that trial. There's no point in someone like me surviving. It's far more significant for me to die as everyone's trial. There's no greater honor than becoming the foundation so that your values may ascend to brave new heights. Oh well, now you're not the one that's going to die. Stop it, you're seriously starting to piss me off. I don't understand at all. Are you saying you basically wanted to commit murder for fun? It's not the same as someone killing for fun, but I guess I'd look at the same in your eyes. I have no intention of surviving and leaving you all to die. Is that why you didn't mind when Teru discovered your plan?
違うよ。
Or perhaps that was intentional too. Huh?
だからさ、
Nagito wanted to involve us in the killing. Plus, it'd be better for him if the mystery was more complex. Is that why you blatantly revealed your plan to Teru? You expected to PK Teru's curiosity, or PK to pique Teru's curiosity, and you looked forward to the mystery becoming more complex. Well, you're basically right. It's true, I was looking forward to that. That's why I took the time to tell him about the secret passage I found while I was cleaning. That was your doing as well?
そうだね。
I just casually mentioned it. Oh, it's dangerous if you fall, so don't get too close to it. This dude, he's seriously batshit crazy. He's insane. That's right. That's why I tried to stop him, you know? You didn't try to stop anything. You completely went along with his plan, and you killed somebody.
ですが、
But why did you kill Byakuya instead? I don't know. Because Nagito was the one who was supposed to take that knife. That's why I aimed and thrusted the iron skewer there. He was aiming for Nagito. But why is Byakuya the one who died? It was supposed to be Nagito, not him. Byakuya probably tried to stop Nagito from grabbing the knife. And then in place of Nagito... No, I don't think that's it. Alright, well, for the sake of what time it is for me, we'll have to find out what Chiaki means tomorrow. So, I'm glad that we got through that class trial. I'm not too happy about the grade of a B, but I mean, that's not bad. Clearly this game is a lot more difficult than the first game. So, I'll just need to be prepared for that throughout the rest of these class trials. But thank you all for watching. I'll be back tomorrow to finish out the remainder of this chapter and figure out what Chiaki means when she says that's not what happened. So I'll see you all then. Have a great night, everybody.